Hi, my name's Snow and I'm planning to hike the Arizona Trail this coming spring 2021. And I just finished my 30 days of Yoga with Tim. So here is going to be my review. The program that I was following is called Yoga with Tim. You can just find it on YouTube, it's free, and I think he has an additional website that you can find longer sessions and more foundational elements and ways to deepen your practice. Like over the last couple of years, usually in January, he has a couple 30-day challenges. So I did the 30-day challenge from 2020. The main goals that he has to build strength, flexibility, and emotional stability. So I've done a bit of yoga, gone to classes, I've gone to hot classes and gentle classes and flows, and I've done a variety of different practices at home too. So I've done like yoga with Adrienne, yoga with Cassandra, a couple things that you can find on YouTube. It's free and it's easy. I don't really know how I stumbled on this one, but I've done a couple challenges before. I've done the 30 days with yoga with Adrienne, which I did enjoy, and then I really like how Cassandra has just like 10-minute yoga for 30 days as well too, morning yoga. And that's really nice because you can fit it in like any time and it's not like too intense. But I had completed both of those, so I think in November and December I was pretty consistently doing at least like 10 minutes of yoga, give or take. So I wanted to challenge myself with Yoga with Tim. The structure of the videos are that it's 30 days long, and I did not do it consecutively, so I didn't do it the whole month of January. I actually started the last week of December, and I had 1 or 2 days off. Just to give my body some rest, or if I really wasn't feeling it. But, I think that's good. You need to have grace with yourself, and even when you're working out. The first week is more of like a foundational, and Tim gives great tips that I hadn't heard anywhere else of like how to use different body parts and expand yourself and really get into better stretches without, he says, like jamming yourself into them. So I think a lot of people, if they don't have too much experience, I mean, I've never had too much formal training, but he says to flow into them and allow your body to give that space because you want to lengthen as you go. And I really appreciated that. I got a lot of good, useful things, and sometimes I was like, okay, Tim, like explain it so we can get out of this move. But very knowledgeable and helpful, and the first couple sessions he does himself, and you can kind of hear him as he goes through them, and other ones he has an assistant where they're doing the moves and he is being the teacher and critiquing and helping from there too. So it's kind of nice to get the both perspectives as well. I enjoyed that, and then usually on the 7th day or like on the Sunday or whatever, it's a meditation. And I am trying to get more into meditation, and this is kind of why I'm doing more yoga, because I know it's good for me physically, but it's also good for me mentally. And it's been difficult with COVID, so I'm trying to do things that are good for me. I'm trying to do good things that are good for me. But seriously, I'm trying to really focus on giving myself what I need and helping myself physically, but also like mentally, because it's rough right now. There's a lot happening, there's a lot of turmoil, and I notice that I can feel it, and I have those worries and doubts and just that uncertainty that I think a lot of people can relate to right now with COVID. I thought that was nice that he did the incorporation of meditation, and I am trying to work on that for February. We'll see. So why I specifically wanted to do this challenge, one, I wanted to deepen my practice and kind of get more experience doing longer practices and more heavily focused on strength as well. For my through hike, I think yoga is something great to incorporate, because for through hikes you're using the same muscles over and over, and it's great to get some stretching. It's going to help you not get injured and also just to recover quicker. So that's really important. The second thing is I have quite terrible ankles just from years of sports and falling and whatnot and twisting them. So I really want to focus strengthening my ankle muscles. And there's a ton of different balance poses that you're on one leg. So that was great for that as well too. And I wanted to get my core stronger because that's just good for life apparently. And trying to work on those abs a little. Those are my main things that I wanted to focus on. I finished the 30 days. It wasn't in consecutive 30 days, but over 45 perhaps, maybe, I don't know, something like that. So what are my results? Number 1 is my strength. and I definitely can notice a difference. I feel it in my abs. I especially appreciated with Tim, he did a ton of ab work and just was reminding you that every pose that you're doing, even if it's a bound pose, you are supposed to get from your core and use your core to strengthen. So I definitely see a benefit there, and I know my core is stronger because I was not doing too much ab workout before this. Also my arms, I feel like, see that? I feel like my arms are stronger. Even though you don't think about it, you actually do use your arms a ton on through hikes. I especially can attest to this when you're filtering water and you're trying to push it through like a Sawyer squeeze for your chores. And additionally, when you're using your trekking poles too, that's a way that you're taking some of that energy away from just your legs, kind of pushing you forward. You're having your arms move you forward as well. And I can definitely feel it in my legs, specifically like my outer, I guess it's like kind of like your IT band, but also like my side butt too, just for some of those balancing poses and keeping your legs in, I call it like mountain pose, where your whole body is kind of tense and you're bringing energy forward. So I felt that my balance got better, and I don't know if you can see it in the clip because it's really quick, but I could actually do crow pose. And crow pose is when you are just on your hands, your knees are kind of on your triceps right here and you're balancing, and I absolutely see a difference there, and that's kind of really exciting as well too, because it feels like a very difficult, awkward pose because you're balancing, but you're also using your strength, and I'm really happy about that. So second thing is calmer mind. I didn't feel this all the time, but I remember specifically doing the yoga and finishing and just laying down at the end and feeling like, wow, I feel very rejuvenated and refreshed. And I know that feeling comes from like meditation, kind of like where you reopen your eyes and you can refocus and you're like, oh wow, I feel like calm. I don't feel like in a state of reaction. I think the breathing helped, and the meditation was a great way to incorporate that and become more mindful. And I find myself doing this too because you are watching somebody, but you're physically moving throughout these poses and holding things, and my mind was solely focused on this and not wandering as much. And I guess it's kind of like technically like a meditation, but it was just like so nice. I remember coming back to myself after finishing up some of the practices and just a calmer mind. It also led to more relaxation. This is not all the time. Sometimes I really didn't want to do it because they're about 20 to like 40 minutes long, and sometimes I was really dreading it, but I'm still happy I did it, and more than not, I definitely did feel relaxed. Quite a lot that happened this month with the inauguration and different protests and things in the news and with COVID, so it was a nice break from kind of thinking about those things, and more than thinking about them, just like ruminating on them, which doesn't really help because you're not doing anything about it, you're just thinking kind of in the past. Number 3, I felt like it did deepen my practice. I enjoyed his instruction. I feel like I did get more out of it. I know that I have a long way to go, and I mean, I'm fine with that. I just do it kind of for fun. I feel like I did learn more, and even just with my crow pose, just seeing that get better was really exciting. And number 4, I guess this isn't more of a results, but like why I liked it, just the accountability. So I would cue it in my save to watch later, so I would see it and be like, oh, I have that for tomorrow, I have that for today, and that was one of the things I needed to check off my list. That it is a sense of accomplishment, and especially finishing the 30 days, it's a small challenge, and I didn't do it all in 30 consecutive days, but there still is that sense of accomplishment once you finish it, and I think it's small wins that enable you to feel like you can do harder things because it's an example of you accomplishing something that you set out to do. And overall, I really enjoyed the practice. I think I will do his latest challenge as well too, and just kind of keep incorporating yoga in my overall daily routine. I think it will be very helpful for strength, but I do want to incorporate a bit more of like yin yoga too, for just like that stretching, because I think that's going to be very helpful on my through hike. Just because your muscles get tight, and it's so important to stretch afterwards, and I can be so lazy and just not do it sometimes. So I feel like starting that practice is going to hopefully help follow through and be beneficial for the end. So I would totally recommend yoga with Tim. I think it is a bit more advanced than yoga with Adrian, so it might be like a stepping stone that you can move on from there. But overall, if that's too much for you, yoga with Cassandra also has just a 10-minute 30-day challenge as well too, and that's a great foundation to start and just get some movement in, because even a little bit of stretching does make a huge difference and can help. So that's my review. Thanks so much for listening.